Hello everybody, I am back with another video, and as you guys can see, I'm in a new apartment. The semester is over, I have made it through, I'm still alive. While my brain is a complete pile of pudding at this point, I am here to tell you guys that I've made it through the semester, and it was a tough one, it definitely was. My exams got the best of me. I was up many late nights studying, and at this point, it's still only a few days after my final exam that I took, and I'm still trying to recuperate and just, recharge emotionally, physically, spiritually, everything. Just very drained at the moment. But I wanted to get a video up for you guys, showing you guys everything that I picked up in the month of December, and also a very overdue shout out and thank you to my good friend Chesley. You guys know him, of course. He's got me some very generous. He's given some very generous gifts in the past, including my PlayStation 3. Well, he went to Japan recently. He actually was like all over Europe traveling, and then of course he was in Japan as well with his dad, because his dad does a lot of traveling for work. And he had picked up a lot of really cool things for me in Japan, which was just so awesome of him to do. And I just need to show all of those things and really just thank him here on my channel and give him a proper shout out. But I also picked up a few things myself. On Black Friday, I took advantage of some really amazing deals. I mean, Black Friday this year was really pretty incredible. Some of the games and even movies and Blu-rays and TVs and everything that went on sale was just out of this world. And speaking of TVs, I have a short little story to tell you guys about this TV here. I'm going to show you guys. It's a 32-inch flat screen TV, and the brand is Kobe. And so basically, I was on Amazon, and they had lightning deals all week throughout Black Friday. And one of the TVs that they had was this one. It was 32-inch flat screen, $147, free shipping. And as you can probably imagine, everyone was sitting there waiting to press the button as soon as the deal had started. And I was on that same boat, and so I pressed add to cart as soon as the deal went on. Literally the second the deal went on, and it was already 100% full. I didn't get it. So I pressed add to wait list, and it said you are like one out of 500 people in line to get this TV. We'll let you know within the next hour if you're eligible for the TV, and you'll have a certain amount of time to add it to your cart. So I just sat there and stared at my computer, and after about 15 minutes went by, it said you have 2 minutes and 30 seconds to decide if you want this TV. It has become available, and you were the next one on the list to get it. So I added it to my cart, and I got it, and was just so thankful to have gotten that because, moving into this apartment for this internship, I wasn't going to have a TV, which, at the end of the day, it's not that big of a deal. I can survive without a TV, obviously, but it was just really nice to have gotten that deal for $147. I was really pretty happy about that. But enough of that. I have a lot of stuff to show you. I don't know how long this pickup video is going to, go for, but Pete Tor's recent video was 41 minutes, so let's try and keep it below that. Not to say it's a bad thing, Pete, because I love those videos of yours. I could sit there and listen to you talk about games all day, but let's try not, get a 41-minute pickup video. But at the end of the video, I will be going through all the stuff that Chesley had gotten me, minus a few things because some of the things I did leave at my house. But I'll be showing those, of course, in a later video. So let's go ahead and get started, guys. Alright, so the first thing I got here is a game that I was really looking forward to, and I actually have already ordered the first season on DVD, and that is Adventure Time. And that is, the game, of course, is Adventure Time, Hey Ice King, Why Do You Steal Our Garbage? I beat this game in one sitting, and that's to say a few things. One, it is short, and it's pretty easy. But it was also probably one of the most enjoyable games I will play all year. Hands down. I mean, you're not going to find any other experience as quirky, strange, yet just throwing so many new ideas and just fun things in a game. I mean, I honestly don't know how to describe it. You really just have to experience it for yourself. But if you've watched the cartoon, you know exactly what to expect. Most of the time, it's not like the game deliberately tries to be funny. It just inherently is. And I think that's how the TV show is as well. It's just a different type of humor. Like, it's not like Family Guy where they literally have to try to make you laugh. it's funny. It is just hysterical. The dialogue is just out of this world hysterical. It's just awesome. The music in this game is some of the best music you'll find, not only on the 3DS, but on a handheld game I've ever played. I mean, it really is fantastic. I hope that I can get the soundtrack somewhere, but it kind of has this Zelda 2 feel, as many people have described it. You know, you have this overworld that you travel, and you go around to these different, like, dungeon-like places, fetching these little quests for all these people in this little kingdom. And of course, the ultimate goal is to find the Ice King, because he has taken your garbage for whatever reason. The premise of this game makes absolutely no sense, but that is exactly why you want to get it and experience it for yourself. It's just such a fun game, and definitely, I mean, I know as crazy as this sounds, this is on my top 10 list for games of the year. It really is. There's no other game that I've played this year that has made me laugh this much. And, you know, I don't think you can judge a game by, you know, how long it is. If I enjoyed the game thoroughly and I laughed, I literally almost cried because it was so funny, and I couldn't put it down until I beat it. You know, that's a game, in my opinion, that seals, you know, a top 10 game of the year for sure. So if you haven't had a chance to check this game out, I know my friends over across the sea, you know, this game has not been released in PAL regions, but if you're here in North America, definitely look this game up. It is so good. And then I went to Walmart actually with my sister on Black Friday, this is the first time I'd gone out on Black Friday, so it was really a pretty interesting experience. Those of you that have gone out, you know what to expect. It was just absolutely crazy. People waiting in line. Literally, there were people shoving each other on the ground once they had like announced that they were going to start selling these electronics like TVs and you know, MP3 players and Beats by Dre and all these different things that they had limited quantities. There were literally people shoving each other on the ground. It really was a sad, sad thing to see because you know, these people are trying so hard to get like these electronics, and there are these people in like third world countries that would kill for like you know, just a scrap of food. And these people are like crying because they didn't get, you know, True Blood for $22 on Blu-ray. I mean, it's just like, what? I mean, it really is pretty sad, but you know, I went really early and I waited in line for a few games and I got what I wanted and I left, and that was it. So it was kind of a nice, you know, I didn't have to fight anyone. And even if I hadn't gotten these games, it would have just been like, whatever. I didn't get Lego Harry Potter for $10. Big whoop. You know, it's not that big of a deal. But I did snag 4 games that I've been wanting to play for quite some time. The first one, of course, being Lego Harry Potter. All of you guys know my love for Lord of the Rings. And for those of you that have seen The Hobbit, please let me know how that is. But Lego Lord of the Rings recently came out, and I haven't had a chance to pick it up, and I don't really want to pay $50 for it. So I got Lego Harry Potter because I missed out on this when it first came out, and I got this for $10. So that's an excellent deal, and it'll definitely time you over until there's a nice price drop on Lego Lord of the Rings. I'm going to save this for last. We have L.A. Noire, a game that I was really anticipating when it first came out just because of the really interesting art style and the way they captured the facial animations of people when they were talking and when you were like interrogating your like the people that you're trying to solve these cases and stuff. It's by Rockstar, so I know what to expect here. It's definitely going to be a stellar, very polished, good-looking game, and I've heard great things, but I've also heard mixed things. You know, this isn't Grand Theft Auto. This isn't a game you're just going to go in and start shooting people up. That's why I got this game, Saints Row 2. But this is a different kind of game, a different kind of experience, which is what I'm looking for. And it's like 3 discs or something like that, so that's kind of interesting. It must be a pretty hefty game, but I'm looking forward to playing this. You know, I was really looking forward to this when it first came out. And then Saints Row 2, I didn't want to really pay $60 for Saints Row 3 when it first came out, and unfortunately Best Buy was selling Saints Row 3, the full package with all the DLC content, for like $25 on the same day, but I didn't know. But I still got this for $10, brand new, so I'm really looking forward to it. I've never played a Saints Row game, and I know it's kind of like Grand Theft Auto, but like much more freedom to kind of just do even more so. Just kind of just go out and do whatever you want, more customization and stuff like that. So that's really cool. I'm looking forward to playing that. And then a game that's really kind of had me hooked to my Xbox these past few days. That's Red Dead Redemption. I got the Game of the Year edition. I definitely wanted to get the Game of the Year edition because I wanted to get the Undead Nightmare. Yeah, the Undead Nightmare DLC, which is basically another version of the game, or at least a part of the game, and it's like zombies, so it's really cool. But I really, really like this game. A lot of Rockstar games that I've played, I never really care about the character dialogue or the characters in general, especially Grand Theft Auto 4. I don't know how people can say Nico Bellic is one of the standout characters of this decade or this generation, because I just feel like he lacked personality, he lacked depth, he just lacked everything. I mean, beyond his little accent, there was nothing to him. I just thought he was dull and uninteresting, and I really didn't like Grand Theft Auto 4 that much. But John Marston and his relationship with, what is her name? I can't remember her name, Miss McFarlane. It's just so interesting. The things they talk about, they talk about like religion and politics and their past lives, and it's just so interesting, and I really am just engrossed in this game. And while the character models like aren't super polished at this point, like the game hasn't already, it hasn't aged super well, but the backdrops and the environments, in this old west like setting look great, fantastic. I mean, really, really nice. I mean, I loved Gun, but everything Gun suffered as far as like shortcomings, just not being that pristine game experience that you were looking for. Red Dead Redemption makes up for it in every way possible. So I'm really enjoying this. I just made it to Mexico. I'm doing some missions in there, and I'm really looking forward to finishing this game up and moving on to the Undead Nightmare. And I even want to jump online and play this a little bit because I'm enjoying it that much. John Marston is just such a really interesting character. I'm really interested in his past and his family, and I hope they explain more of that as the game progresses. But this is fantastic. If you haven't played Red Dead Redemption by any, I'd be pretty surprised if many people out there haven't played it yet, but you definitely need to check it out. It's fantastic. And then, of course, you guys saw in a recent video of mine, I picked The Last Story. There goes the soundtrack. Haven't played this yet, but I definitely plan to play it soon because I've heard really great things, and I've also heard some comparisons to Kingdom Hearts as far as the battle system. So, really looking forward to playing that at some point. And then I did some GameTZ trades, as I guys explained to you earlier. I'm really downsizing my collection to really just the games that I'm going to play. If I don't see myself playing the game in the next 6 months, I have no reason to keep it, in my opinion. And I, of course, will be doing a collection video, kind of just expressing my thoughts on the whole collection thing. And I will definitely just make note of my respect for those of you guys that are collectors and enjoy just having this wide array of games to just kind of look at. I totally respect that, but I'm just going to give you guys my personal opinion on what I plan on doing as far as collecting goes. But on GameTZ, I got rid of some stuff, and I got 4 really great PSP games here that I've been wanting to play for quite some time. The first one being here, one that Charlie, a really good friend of mine here on YouTube, on Jurassic is her channel, and she just recently played through this game, I believe, and that's Star Ocean Second Evolution. I was really just taken aback by the art style in this game when I first saw screenshots of even First Departure, I think is the first game. Just really interesting character models, and I just really, really like the art style. So I'm hoping that the gameplay and the story and the music and all of that, exceed my expectations as well. But that looks really good. And then the first Final Fantasy, the 25th Anniversary Edition. I know the early Final Fantasy games, like 1 and 2, aren't held in super high regard, but after playing Theatrhythm and Final Fantasy over the summer, I just got this kind of desire to go back and experience these games, if nothing else for the music, just because they're just so good. And, I don't know how this game is going to hold up as far as gameplay, and just kind of the monotony of going through and grinding. I know these games focus heavily on grinding, but I love the Dragon Quest games, so grinding doesn't really bother me. So I'm looking forward to giving this one a try, if nothing else, like I said, for the music. And then another one here is Dissidia Final Fantasy. I have, Duodecim 012, the second one, and I really enjoyed it. I thought it was a really nice kind of blend of genres, and a nice mashup of all the Final Fantasy characters, bringing them together, and it's kind of light versus dark. And I'm not really sure how this one plays out, but if it's anything like the second one, I'm sure I'm going to enjoy it, because I thoroughly enjoyed that game. And I still want to go back and hopefully try and finish that up, because it was really, really interesting. And of course, you got to play as Lightning in that game, which was really cool. And I'm hoping that the Vita sees maybe a third release of this game, and maybe add some new characters, like maybe I think Fang would be a really cool one, maybe Sarah or Zaz, and then maybe, I don't know, I think it'd just be really cool to see maybe a Vita release of a new Dissidia Final Fantasy game. And then the final one here is Final Fantasy Tactics: The War of the Lions. I haven't played Final Fantasy Tactics A2, something of the Rift, I believe is the DS game, but I really, really enjoyed Final Fantasy Tactics for the Game Boy Advance. Just really, really addicting. And if this game is anything like that, I have no doubt in my mind that I'm going to really enjoy this as well. And then I also, from that same person also, we actually did 2 trades. She got me two 360 games for what I gave her. And the first one is Infinite Undiscovery. I know Craig talked this game up quite a bit when he played it. And, you know, it's definitely kind of an overlooked game, I think, and definitely wasn't super well received. But I've heard it has its merits. It's, you know, a flawed game in some, you know, respects, but I think, you know, Craig, you know, enjoyed it for what it was. And I heard it's an action RPG, actually. So if that's the case, I love my action RPG, so I have high hopes for this. And even though Infinite Undiscovery, I don't even think, like, Undiscovery, I don't think that's a word, but whatever, it still sounds interesting. And then again, it's super mature, and I don't know how I'm going to respond to this game, but I love this type of setting in an action RPG, and that is The Witcher 2: The Assassins of Kings Enhanced Edition. This game just looks really interesting. I never played The Witcher 1 because I didn't have a gaming PC, but I was always interested in it when I saw screenshots originally. And I love these types of settings when it just throws you into these worlds like Skyrim and just those Lord of the Rings versus, you know, like Middle-earth, and you just fight dragons and all these mythical creatures, and you just get all types of armor and swords and axes, and I love that kind of stuff. It's just so interesting to me. I can really just get lost in those worlds, and I'm hoping that's what happens with this. So if you guys have played The Witcher 2, definitely let me know. I know it was on a lot of people's Games of the Year list. I think this came out last year. I don't believe this came out this year, but I could be wrong. But anyways, I'm really looking forward to that, so it should be really good. That's all the stuff that I picked up personally. Now I'm going to go ahead and show you guys everything that Chesley got me. And wow, this video is already running pretty long, so I'm going to try and go through this sort of quickly. Okay, he got me 2 shirts, one of which, if you guys are familiar with One Piece, I'm sure you guys will like this shirt. I'm actually not super familiar with it because I've only read the first few issues of the comic or the manga, and I haven't watched the anime. But yeah, really, really awesome shirt, and I was going to wear it for this video, but I totally just did not do that. But really sweet there, Chesley. I've already thanked you, but I thank you again for that awesome shirt. And then he also went to Disney World in Tokyo, and he got me this shirt, which is just fantastic. I love this. Just classic Mickey Mouse right there. And then, I'm not really sure what that little design is, but there's like a little design up there where the neck is. But that's a really, really nice shirt. Again, Chesley, thank you so much for that. I'm going to go ahead and put that down now. But he also got me several games here. The first one being Pokemon Conquest for the Nintendo DS. I'm really close to finishing this. If you guys are familiar with the game, you basically take over kingdoms on this basically overworld map, similar to like maybe a Civilization game if you guys have played something like that. And basically, you have a set of Pokemon. You're given Eevee in the beginning of the game, and you have a partner who has Jigglypuff. And basically, you go through the game, and you kind of go to these different kingdoms, and you basically overtake them by defeating the main kind of boss in that kingdom. And then while you're there, you can then mine for gold. You can continue to train your Pokemon based on that world. Each kingdom has like a different specific type of Pokemon as far as like you know, grass Pokemon or fire, water, and such like that. So it's really pretty interesting. But it's basically like Final Fantasy Tactics or Advance Wars, but with Pokemon. It's really, really awesome and super, super addicting. It is seriously so satisfying when at the end of a battle, instead of experience points, you have like a percentage, and your percentage of your each Pokemon goes up a little bit each time you win a battle. And so it's so satisfying at the end when, you know, a Pokemon's little meter goes up, and then it says, what's happening to this Pokemon? And then it starts evolving and everything. It's just, I mean, it's Pokemon at its core. but you know, it mashes it up with this other, I don't know if it's an anime or what, I'm not really sure of the story behind it, but it's really interesting, and it's definitely a nice spin-off to the, you know, tried and true Pokemon series that has been pretty much slayed at this point. But if you're looking for a different experience with Pokemon, definitely check it out. And then Heroes of Ruin for the Nintendo 3DS. I have 100% completed this. I'm a bit disappointed in it, though, to be honest. I've heard many comparisons to Diablo 2. It's really just kind of a fetch quest, you know, dungeon crawler, tons of loot, and you just go and you literally just mash the whatever, A, B, X, whatever button it is, and you just mash the button and just go through and just kill all these different enemies. Rinse and repeat. Dungeon after dungeon after dungeon. You know, there are 4 different character classes, so it does maybe give you a little bit of incentive to go back and play it. But once you play through the game in its entirety, you really don't have much reason to go back. I haven't played online, but you know, many people that I know have already traded this game in because they just really didn't enjoy it that much. And I did enjoy it. It was a nice, especially during school, it was a nice way to just pick up my 3DS and just kind of turn off my brain for, you know, 30 minutes, pick up and play it. But overall, you know, it was a bit disappointing, and I think the sales of this game, you know, are reflective of that. I don't think this game sold very well, which is kind of unfortunate because I think this game had a lot of promise, but it just didn't really execute very well. And then a game that I actually have not even touched, but I really want to, and hopefully we can get the multiplayer community back playing this, and that is Kid Icarus Uprising for the Nintendo 3DS. I've only heard great things, and especially the online, I've heard it compared to Super Smash Brothers, so we have to get this community going again, you guys. I really want to play that online with you guys. And then, I couldn't believe he got me this. He got me a Japanese copy for the Wii of Okami, which is just wonderful. The art style in this game is already fantastic, but this, you know, Japanese box cover is just fantastic. Really just blew me away that he got this, and just an excellent manual too, and it's actually backwards, but here's a quick picture of an insert picture of that, which is just really, really nice. So, Chesley, thank you again for that. That was just, that really surprised me. I was not expecting that. I'm going to save that for a little bit later, but here we have basically the Kingdom Hearts 3D Dream Drop Distance game guide, but it's all in Japanese, and it's very, like, you know, much smaller than the North American one, which I have. I couldn't believe he found this. I couldn't believe he got it for me. It just blew my mind, but it is very, very nice. It has this very nice smooth cover too, so I'm really happy that he got this for me. I couldn't believe it. So Chesley, thank you again. Really, I just cannot thank you enough, but this is just really, really nice. So thank you again for that, Chesley. He also got me, while he was there, 2 issues of Famitsu, the Japanese gaming magazine there, which, my gosh, you guys, these magazines are unreal. Here's the cover of one and the back, but these things, I mean, look how thick that is. It's crazy, and it's all in color and everything. There's just all kinds of really, really cool stuff in here, and it's such a shame that Nintendo Power is no more. Because I just love sifting through the pages of these magazines, and while it's cool to go online and get the information like that, it's just so much cooler and interesting and fun to sift through these magazines and just, like, you know, look at these games and read about them, and it's just, I love it. You know, growing up in the 90s, that was kind of, you know, getting Nintendo Power and Game Informer and, you know, EGM and stuff like that. You know, the internet wasn't as prevalent as it is today, so I kind of missed that. But this second one here I want to show because I believe this is the Legend of Heroes Trails in the Sky, the new game that's coming out for the PSP in Japan. Correct me if I'm wrong, I'm sure I'm butchering that, and I'm sure a lot of JRPG fanatics are just cursing me right now, but maybe you guys can let me know. Chesley, correct me if I'm wrong, which game this actually is. But thank you for these 2 magazines. I've been looking through them, and they're fantastic. So many interesting games, and it's just such a shame that it takes so long for those games to be localized over here, or sometimes they don't even come over here, which is more so disappointing. And also included in there was this Nintendo 3DS games catalog. which showcases all kinds of 3DS games that who knows if they'll ever make it over here, but there are a lot of really interesting ones in here. So if you guys have any questions specifically about this, definitely shoot me a PM, and I'd be more than happy to let you know some of the things that are in there. These last three things here completely blew my mind, and they're things that I was not expecting. I wasn't expecting any of this, to be honest, but I just cannot thank you enough, Chesley, for these things. And the first one here is the Diablo 2 Battle Chest. Chesley has been talking to me about Diablo 2 for a long time, and leading up to Diablo 3's release, I know he was playing it quite a bit, and he really, really, really enjoys this game. I mean, it's like literally one of his favorite games, and he talked it up so much, and I just kept telling him, you know, like, oh my gosh, I need to try this game out, because, I mean, this is literally like one of the greatest games of all time in so many people's eyes. It makes so many top 100 game lists of all time. It's not even funny. Whether it's PC games specifically or just games in general. And even, you know, after Diablo 3's release, people have said that Diablo 2 is a much better game, and Diablo 3 didn't really live up to the Diablo 2, you know, expectations. So I'm really looking forward to downloading this and giving it a try. I hope I can run it on my MacBook Pro. We'll see. But it just looks like such a fun game, and I love these dungeon crawler loot fests, so, you know, I really want to see what the hype is about this game. These next two things, oh my gosh, you guys won't believe the two things that are here. Any Dragon Quest fans will be just like, I don't even know, drooling over themselves after watching this. So I'm going to take a quick break here, and I'll be back to show you guys these two things. Alright, so we are getting close to 30 minutes here, so I want to cut this kind of short. I don't want this to run too long. But the first thing here, unfortunately, this was not localized, and I still hope so much that this will, even if it comes to the Wii U. I just hope it comes over here. And that is the Dragon Quest Collection for the Nintendo Wii. I have it still sealed. I do plan on opening this at some point. I see no reason in just having it sealed. I want to sift through the manual, look at this box art, and really just, you know, just look at this. I mean, I want to get into this and just look at the box art, because Akira Toriyama is like my favorite animator of all time. And oh my gosh, I'm just like, I have chills. This is just so awesome. So thank you so much for that, Chesley. You guys know of my recent love for Dragon Quest, and now we have Dragon Warrior 7 being remade for the Nintendo 3DS. I never thought I'd get a chance to play that game because it is so expensive on the PlayStation 1. And it's also supposed to be like a 150-hour game. It's supposed to be ridiculous how long that game is. But now we're going to get it for the 3DS. Who knows when, probably sometime next holiday season, because I think it comes out in February in Japan. So hopefully we get that. If we can get it in the summer, that'd be awesome, but we'll see. But I'm just so thrilled to have gotten this, so thank you so much, Chesley, for that. And then this final thing, I honestly just don't even know. This is definitely the highlight of the entire package that he sent me. And it is the I want to get this right, the Dragon Quest 25th Anniversary Encyclopedia of Monsters. In this book, it has every monster and all of the Dragon Quest games. And in it, it explains each of the monsters, shows pictures of them from each of the games that they starred in, and explains each of the games that they first appeared in, and, you know, the ensuing games that they appeared in. So, I'm just going to real quickly kind of show you this. I'm like stuttering. I'm so excited. But yeah, just a really cool slip cover there. And then on the front here, just wonderful. You have like all those different monsters. And I'm going to scoot a little bit closer here. But yeah, like if you just look, there's just all these different monsters in here. And then on the bottom, next to the monster, it shows each of the games that they appeared in, which is just so cool. And, you know, you flip through, there's just so many. Oh, it's just awesome. I mean, look at that. So cool. So, gotta get the King Slime in there. I think I'll end it there. I don't want to be here all day. But if you guys want to maybe, I'd love to just sift through this, just kind of flip through the pages on a separate video just to show you guys. If you guys would be interested in that, let me know. I'd be more than happy to do that. But Chesley, thank you so much. And I hope you get your own copy of this, because I know you really did want this. And I almost wish you would have just kept this copy and I would have been more than happy if you just sent me a few pictures of your own copy, and because I want you to enjoy this as well. I mean, it's cool that you sent me this one, but I want you to get your own. So thank you guys for watching. I have many videos planned. I want to do my top 10, not top 10 games of the year, but kind of my top games of the year. I want to do my collecting video, and I have several other videos that I have planned. And I hope to have a video up every 1 to 2 weeks at this point, because I have no reason really not to. Once I come home from work, I'm going to go to the gym, and I'm going to come home, read my Bible, and, after that, I kind of have a lot of time to myself, so it's going to be really nice and enjoyable. And just a really nice chance to recharge these next 9 months while I'm on this internship. So thank you guys for the continued support. I have had a recent kind of just flood of subscribers, which has been kind of interesting and kind of exciting. So hopefully you guys stick around. I hope you guys like what you see. And let me know what you guys have been playing recently. I know the holidays are coming up, so you getting excited. Have you seen The Hobbit? I haven't yet, but I want to. So I hope you guys are doing well. I really do. And I hope to talk to you soon. So let me know what you guys have been playing recently. Thanks for watching.